Each year, a member of the graduating class is selected to speak for the class on this occasion. This year, the Senior Awards Committee and the senior class itself has selected Nicholas Scambia. I now call upon Nicholas Scambia to share his reflections on the experiences at Fordham Prep of the class of 2016.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I would like to start by saying thank you to Father Devron, Mr. Carney, Ms. Napoli, Mr. Ahern, the rest of the faculty and staff, my classmates, our parents, and lastly to Father Bowler and Mr. Gomprecht who got us started. Without all of you, these past 4 years would not have been possible. I would like to congratulate my classmates on all of the triumphs and successes that have led us here. A special day in our lives, but also an important moment in Fordham Prep's rich history. It is an honor to graduate with the class that celebrates the Prep's 175th anniversary. I was told by people who had already graduated that the time at the Prep would be some of the best 4 years of my life. They were right. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you all today to speak on behalf of the class of 2016. 175 years ago, the first Fordham Prep students arrived here for school. 170 years ago, the first graduating class finished their years at the Prep and moved on to college. There was a total of 7 students. 7 years ago, my dad was devastated when my brother Franco decided to come to Fordham to cause all kinds of trouble in the school. You see, my dad had attended that other prep school up in New Rochelle. All kidding aside though, I have always looked up to Franco, and it was his experiences at the Prep and the character he developed here that really drew me in and made me confident that it would be the right place for me. I think my dad has gotten over his decision. 4 years ago, our class of 2016 arrived as strangers for the start of freshman year. Excited to start a whole new experience, but nervous for what to expect. We didn't know it then, but fast forward 4 years, and we strangers become like brothers. 4 years ago, the university church was being renovated, so we had our first school-wide mass in the theater. The upperclassmen welcomed us to the school with an applause that must have lasted 5 minutes. 4 years ago, Donald Trump was only a businessman. 4 years ago, Mr. Max Steinei on the board was watching us during freshman biology. 4 years ago, we came to Fordham still teenage boys. Today, we will walk out of here young men. What a truly special place Fordham has become for us, and what truly special times we have all had here. Times in the classroom, in the commons, on the back field, at events, on retreats, or with our sports teams. 2 years ago, we had one of our best Christmas assemblies. We had the Otis chant going, we were screaming the 12 days of Christmas back and forth at each other, and we were all hysterical as Mr. Merck ran around the halls doing his FPTV cop skit. 2 years ago, we began to embark on our Emmauses, where we were really able to reflect and strengthen our relationships with God, with each other, and with ourselves, all of which have changed, hopefully for the better. Over the years, there have been other changes too. We have seen a new president, a new principal, and a new experience of having devices in the classroom, mostly used for learning. A year ago, the hammering began on the new commons in the front entrance, and in the 38 weeks since then, we've logged over 14,000 hours of service for the greater glory of God. Our time at the Prep has been filled with highs, but there have also been some tough times. 5 months ago, I was devastated by the news that my papi had passed away due to lymphoma. 3 months ago, we lost 3 members of our community in the span of a couple weeks. However, we are Fordham Prep, and it was during times like these that our community, our brotherhood, came together in the strongest way, and it was through our comfort and care for each other that we were able to bring light to these dark times and bring life back to normal. A couple months ago, we were kicking back and relaxing in the Commons, learning the ways of the Force on Star Wars Day. About 8 weeks ago, FP Baseball took Myrtle Beach by storm as we began to dominate the league. Room 305, never forget. 1 month ago, we were dancing that first dance with our moms at Mom Prom. I know it'll be a moment that our mothers and we will cherish forever. I love you, Mom. By the way, Franco, she told me not to tell you, but I was always her favorite. 16 days ago, we all shared with each other our FP memories, reminiscing on all the great times that we have had together, and we could go on and on about. 15 days ago, we had our last day of classes. My dad asked me how it went. It's all been great, Dad. I think messing up on the Regis interview was the best choice I've ever made. And finally, as of an hour ago, believe it or not, it may finally be too late to join the freshman cross-country team. So here we are now. Now, we graduate with the education and skill set that is expected of a prep grad at grad. To Dovis, it's been a hell of a 4 years with you guys. 4 years ago, most of us had never met each other before. Now, I feel like we know too much about each other. Thank you for all of the memories we have made together. Memories like playing Schmally. For some reason, Tino, Gianluca, and Peter's random noises have become funny. Matt Calenda's screaming laugh. Road trips to Philly. Our infamous chants against Iona. Sorry again, Dad. Colin Judge's school spirit. Jug. Our trips to Italy. And just normal everyday events like joking around in class or messing around in commons. It was things like these that made me want to be here at school and enjoy every day with you guys. 3 months from now, we will start a new beginning at our respective schools, meeting new kids and living the college life. Fordham has prepared us all for success for the future, and I wish you all the best of luck as we start a new era. 4 years from now, we will all be graduating from college and taking over the real working world. Some of us will be bankers, some of us will be engineers, maybe even some doctors, lawyers, and CEOs. John LeConje will be the next Skip Bayless, and Peter Cusick will be taking down ISIS after he's done at West Point. Who knows where we'll be 10 years from now? 25 years from now, hopefully we will have some great stories to share with each other at our 25th year reunion. Maybe even 35 to 40 years from now, we will even be sending our own sons to the prep. As we celebrate the 175th year of Fordham Prep's history, let us look ahead 175 years from now. All of us will probably be gone, except for Father Chuck, who will absolutely still be teaching seniors how to do definite integrals in 8th Calc. However, what won't be gone is the impact we will have left in the world. Let us make this world better for our having been here. 1 year ago in Miss Simeone's Italian class, we watched a movie called Cinema Paradiso. There's a quote from the movie, I apologize if I mess up the Italian, Miss Sim. It goes, Io non voglio sentire parlare più, voglio sentire parlare di te, qualunque cosa si finisce per fare l'amore. This means, I don't want to hear you talk anymore. I want to hear others talking about you. Whatever you end up doing, love it. I've talked a lot now, and I know you don't want to hear me talking anymore. I look forward to hearing the talk of all the great things that you all will be doing. Fordham will always be home to us, but now it's time. Time to go out, do what we love, and set the world on fire.